What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, I want to speak on the recent judgment. The judgment came down today for Young Thug. Well, not really a judgment, right? Well, he's pleaded guilty, and basically it boils down to Young Thug has received 15 years of probation, right? And so now, just looking at this case and thinking about everything that has happened during this case, and really, I think that if Puff Daddy and his lawyers are looking at this case, I think this case kind of gives them some hope. And the reason I say that is because a big part of this case for the prosecution was the RICO part of it, right? And so that RICO part of the case fell apart when it comes to the feds. The RICO part of it fell apart. And so because of that, the prosecution and the defense got together and they came up with and they made a deal, and a plea deal. And so Young Thug had to plead to some of these charges, and basically they gave him time served plus 15 years probation. Now, these RICO cases that are now, like these guys are finding themselves up against, like Puff Daddy has got some RICO charges. Recently, the other rapper that was arrested recently, he's going to face some RICO charges. What's his name? Little Dirt. But with these, it's becoming clear, and people see now that the RICO charges are, that they're not like, once you find yourself up against a RICO charge, it's not a situation where they're like you can't beat them, right? Or like it's like once it's like a nail in a coffin. So people are not seeing it like that. As a matter of fact, Young Thug's lawyer said that a lot of times when you have these RICO charges, it's basically just applying that those RICO charges in the wrong way, because the RICO charges is almost like they're throwing like mud against the wall, and whatever sticks, this is sticking. So they're applying the RICO charges when in some cases it may not even apply to the case, or they may not have enough evidence to prove the RICO. So, like I said, I think Puff Daddy is probably got he's probably heard about this decision, and that probably gives them some hope as far as the RICO charges are concerned. I know that he has some other charges, some more serious, other serious charges when it comes to allegations about minors and stuff like that. But at least this give them a starting point, and let them know that RICO charges are not ironclad like what some people may think they are. Somebody who else had beat some RICO charges before? I think what was the guy named Irv Gotti beat charges, RICO charges from the well, no, his charges weren't RICO charges, but Irv Gotti did beat a state. The federal charges he beat when the federal government was up against Irv Gotti. And so, when people speak about the federal government having like a 97, I think a 97 or 98% conviction, it's not, like I said, it's not ironclad, and when people, especially defendants, when they have money and they have resources and they can hire some good lawyers, and then their lawyers can go out and get people to help with the case, like investigators, expert witnesses, and stuff like that. It's not really, like you kind of bring the odds, you kind of bring up the odds and make it closer to, things closer to your favor. you know, not that you want to find yourself in this type of position, but a lot of times, sometimes when the federal government go up against people, they're going up against people who don't often have the resources that, you know, like Young Thug have, somebody like Puff Daddy, they don't have those type of resources. Irv Gotti, you know, resources. And so, and that's what it boils down to, you know. And you even like, even years ago with the OJ Simpson case, you know, he was able to hire some very good lawyers, and these lawyers just know all the tricks of the trade. These lawyers have contacts with you know, with judges and other lawyers and stuff like that. So you, once you have, you know, money and resources, then it makes the case a lot different. And I'm thinking that the case against Puff Daddy is not going to be so open and shut like what people think it is. I know there's a lot of salacious information and stuff coming out, but when I think it's going to be when they do finally go to court, I think it's going to be it's going to be a tough battle. I know, but I think it's not going to be an open and shut case like what some people think. You know, and I'm not even sure. I thought at one time, you know, I thought that maybe Puff Daddy would maybe settle or make some type of deal, but he may not, you know, especially looking at cases like this, he may not take a deal. He may just want to go to court and just try his luck and see if he can fight it. He has, like I said, he do have the resources. You know, he'll be able to hire some of the best lawyers in the country, and they will be able to get expert witnesses in, or they'll be able to, you know, just kind of like discredit some of the witnesses. And I mean, this case is going to be, his case is going to be a very, you know, it's not going to be, like I say, ironclad. And as far as the federal government is concerned, this is going to be, you know, it's going to be a tough battle between the defense and the federal government. But like I said, I think that the fact that Young Thug beat this federal case, and the reason why I say beat this federal case, and I know that he got 15 years probation, and you know, that's 15 years probation. He got to walk like a straight and narrow, for, you know, for a long time. But this gives hope to Puff Daddy, I would think, and his lawyers. You know, I think that they're going to look at this and say, you know, and they probably already was thinking that, you know, because they're lawyers and they know that, you know, prosecutors, whether they be state or on the federal level, they just throw a lot of stuff, you know, pile a lot of charges on you in order to put pressure on you, and also to really to shape like the public perception, you know. So even before you even get the trial, they you know, they just want to really taint the jury pool. And that's why all of these salacious accusations and all this stuff, you know, a lot of this stuff is being leaked. You know, you haven't heard anything basically from Puff Daddy or his lawyers. And you know, everybody, you know, it's just, you know, everybody is just putting out all this different information, and you haven't heard anything from Puff Daddy. But that's my take on it. I don't think that with this case against Puff Daddy, it is going to be as open and shut like what people are thinking it's going to be. You know, these lawyers, like I said, are experts at creating doubt, and so yeah, I mean, this you know, and with this Young Thug situation, that it's just you know, more proof that the federal government is not invincible. You know, if you have money and resources, you can put up a strong defense for yourself. And Puff Daddy definitely have money and resources, and I'm looking forward to him putting up a strong defense. That's my take on it. With that being said, make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.